What's up, everybody? Jackson here today to talk about the Dark Souls Remastered network test that was very pitiful in my opinion. Now you notice right away it starts off with some PvP. My bad, I accidentally fat thumbed the record button when I was trying to open my menu to take off some of the armor because I picked the Dark Knight class, which made me super fat. And then I got my ass kicked almost immediately because there was an invasion almost immediately. Fucking Boarhead came in and kicked my ass. Didn't really care, whatever. The thing about it is the PvP in Dark Souls 1 is the worst in the series. I mean, Demon Souls, yeah, but like Demon Souls servers are offline, so I think now we can legitimate. Well, there was that guy who actually modified it and brought it back, but either way, Dark Souls had the worst PvP in the series, for me personally. I did not like it at all. Didn't play much Dark Souls 2, played through it once, done with it, haven't played it since. Don't know if it's worse, better, whatever. The thing is that the PvP in the Souls series games outside of Bloodborne, I've never really enjoyed a bunch. I'm not amazing at it. I don't build for it. It's not something I look forward to. It's one of those game mechanics that I enjoy because it's part of the world building, but at the same time I don't enjoy it because it's just a pain in the ass to deal with invaders. And sometimes they can be really annoying and just like be taking advantage of the lag. I mean, maybe it's a good thing they added that. Aside from that though, as someone who has played this game before, like you'll see here in a minute, it starts you off in the Sunlight Covenant area. And from there, it just goes up to the Gargoyles. And that's it. Everything else is blocked off. Andre is blocked off. Bridge with the dragon and everything behind you is blocked off. Firelink Shrine blocked off. They've given out this little section of the game, and I'm assuming that aside from being a network, test, I'll take it, whatever. I mean, I don't know how valid that claim is, since the end of the fucking demo ended with a giant purchase button. But since that happened, I'm going to assume that this is a way for them to sell the game, and I think if it was, they did a very poor job to someone like me. Someone who went into this, I had a lot of expectations for this. Honestly, I just wanted them to do the work. I'm not asking for much, but I think some different enemy placements, some flavor on that would have been better. But instead, they've actually removed enemies. They removed I can't remember what they're called, but the dudes with the staffs that you can charm people. The ones that pump up the undead at right before the Gargoyle boss fight. They've removed him. He's not here. I'm assuming that was to kind of help sell the game to people who are a little daunted by the difficulty, because that little bit right there, without a bow, since it's giving you custom character with what you have on the character when you start, I think that's there, since you can't use a bow to shoot him and snipe him and kill him that way. That's there because like they're trying to sell this to people who haven't played it yet. Obviously, I mean the Sony sales proves that there are more gamers now than there were when Dark Souls 1 came out. And I think Bandai Namco and From Software are hoping to sell this product to those people. And it's just a question of, I think this is one of those things where it's personal worth. Is this worth it to someone who has played Dark Souls, Prepare to Die on PC with DS Fix and Wolf Connectivity mod? No, I don't believe so. It does not look... On the PS4, it did not look like it was staying at a solid 60 frames. It did not look as good as it does on my PC. Even with all the new lighting engine or whatever fucking other things they've added. Honestly, the PC version that I already own is preferable in my eyes to this. The thing about it is I think if they wanted to sell this game, right? Obviously, there's a giant purchase button at the end of it. They wanted to sell this remaster. They should have done a better job. They should have given out... I feel like they could have done a bigger area, maybe Anor Londo, had PvP available there, but also on top of that, give one of the arenas from the DLC so people can go into the arena and PvP, they don't have to wait for an invade or, whatever. I think that would have been better because I'd like to see Anor Londo in this engine. I'd like to see something other than the Undead Parish. This is... just, I mean, it's not an awful looking area, but it's one of the first areas of the game, so it's one that I'm very familiar with, and to just like have the mobs in the same place, like I know where everything is, and then instead of adding things or, adding some sort of remix to the mobs, So they're in different areas, you know, things that I might not expect and be like, whoa, that's cool. I never fucking, that guy is never here. Whoa, what the fuck is that? You know, surprise me a little bit. They actually surprised me by removing an enemy and making the fucking thing easier. And that's the thing, like, this is a network test, so everyone's trying to co-op, you know. I had no problem summoning in this Warrior of Sunlight, like, no problem. It was, his sign was there along with hundreds of others that I could have picked from. So, that only hurts you, like, taking that out. You might have thought that it could only help you by taking it out, by making people who are not as familiar with Dark Souls or anything like that ease through that area a little quicker. But you've made it quicker, so they're going to ease through it faster, so they're going to be like, wow, this, I don't know about this game. That was pretty fucking simple. Or, you know, like, I don't know. You're just going to have me, who's in there, kind of hoping that you've done some, you know, remixing or something that single individual modders are doing in their spare time as a hobby. Okay? Not to mention everything you said you've done in this game aside from the resolution the fix or the resolution adding fucking resolution. Everything else you've done, modders have also done in their spare time. So why do you deserve my $40 for this game? 20 on the PC. Because I think that they recognize that if they don't cut the price by 20, there's going to be a lot of backlash towards this game. This remaster, like there was towards the BioShock remasters and amongst others, because when this comes out, Prepare to Die edition is being removed from Steam, right? They're not going to make it available anymore. You're going to have to buy this version. But if you own the Prepare to Die edition, they're giving you this version for $20. I don't even think it's worth $20 to me. In my personal, how I'm looking at the value, like I already own this game. Okay? I don't see enough difference visually to keep me... I mean, I'm not playing it to see how good it looks, right? Like, that's not... I mean, it's a benefit of games, like, when they look good as well as being fun and entertaining. But that's not why I buy games. I don't buy games to oogle over them. I buy them because they're fun, engaging, they have good story, whatever. Dark Souls is like that, but the thing about Dark Souls is that I've played it so many times through now. Like, I've got over 250, between that and 300 hours on the thing, right? Spread throughout the PS3 and the PC. What's my incentive to buy this game when the only remixing you've done is to make it easier? Like, I would have liked to have to take on this part with the choir boy or whatever the fuck he is, the Seath, whatever. I would have rather had this fight, have him there, and had it be more challenging for me in this Warrior of Sunlight. I would have rather that than had you dumb it down, make it easier, on top of not changing anything that's going to affect the gameplay. I mean, the gameplay in this is going to be the same exact gameplay that I've already played hundreds of times, right? I've already played, not hundreds of times, but you know what I mean. Like, I've played through this game, I've used all of these weapons. What's different? What's my incentive to buy this? For the PvP? Well, I told you, I'm not into PvP. I'm not a big PvPer in the Dark Souls series. I was in Bloodborne for a time, but even then it was like not the reason I enjoyed the game so much. It was kind of an aside, something to do once I'd done everything else in the game, right? Now I can fucking, well, let's make a twink and fucking go invade people, you know what I mean? It's not the reason for playing the game for me. So I think the Dark Souls remaster, I think ultimately it's for people who enjoy the PvP a lot, or people who are on the console exclusive gamers who never got a chance to play this on the PC with the DS fix. I think it's for those people. I don't feel like this is for me at all, and I will not be buying this game. I feel like if they wanted my money, they could have shown me they wanted my money. And they didn't show me that they wanted my money. They showed people who like PvP that they wanted their money. They showed people who are new to the console, new to gaming, period. They haven't played it yet, and they've heard so much about it because it is like, you know, Jesus, it's a fucking, everything is Dark Souls. The new Avengers movie is being compared to fucking Dark Souls, right? So if everything is fucking Dark Souls, I think that's for those people so they could bank off of that. Like the success. I mean, I just feel like this is a bank job. I wouldn't say a cash grab, because I think they do enough to warrant the $40 price for someone who hasn't played it. because it still is such a great fucking game. I mean, it's an awesome game. Everyone should play through this game. But for everyone who has played through it, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think the value's there. I think that if you've already played this game, you've mastered it, you've gone through it all, unless you haven't played it in a very long time and you're thinking of revisiting it, maybe then it's worth it. To me personally though, I've got the Prepare to Die edition, that's fine with me. I'm gonna hold on to that and just probably stick with that. Chubbs already owns it, and we have the Wolf connectivity mod as well, so the network, you know, the password system they've added to this, it means nothing to me. If they ever take the Prepare to Die edition offline though, and like totally wipe out the servers and just have it so you can only play online on this one, and then charge 20 bucks for it, it's like, at that point, they would literally be charging people to play the game online on PC, and that's just fucked. So, as long as these servers stay up, I'm not outraged about this, I'm just a little disappointed. I feel a little down, because it doesn't look as good as it does on my PC. It's not, there's no new placements, there's no omnidirectional roll, there's really no updated gameplay mechanic at all. Unless you want to, you know, go into the fucking PvP and how that is. But I'll have a link at the end and in the description to a video me and Chubbs did on our initial thoughts on this remaster when it was announced. And you can see how the DS fix on Prepare to Die edition looks on PC. It looks great. I think it looks better than this. I don't much care for what they've done with this. That said, I could have cared if they would have shown me more than just like the Sunlight Garden to the fucking Gargoyles, and then had it end once I rang the bell, and then thrown a purchase button in my face. Like, really? You think I'm gonna buy this based on those 12 fucking minutes? Like, yeah, 12 minutes that were the same 12 minutes if I had logged into the other game and fucking been from that point and around to there, but looked better. So I don't know, those are my thoughts. I wouldn't say it's necessarily an overt cash grab, but it's not necessarily not a cash grab either. I think that if it was, it's just one of those things. But I think they recognize it, that's why they're selling it for 20 on PC. Anyway, those are my thoughts, hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, stay awesome, stay safe, and as always, keep kicking ass, everybody.